Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of the Technicolor Mike B Show. We are continuing our International Clown Week celebration. So yeah, if you're looking for my usual jokes and balloons, that was another video that will be uploaded soon. Our theme for the video was music. So yeah, we made this trumpet balloon. And we also made a guitar balloon. Yep, so we made 2 balloons for today's episode. And those will be posted as Sir Toony Van Dukes. Probably Sir Toony Van Dukes celebrates International Clown Week Day 3. I'll post those as soon as I get a chance. So we tried a different face design for today. This was the original sketch for today's design, and it was based on a character from one of the Cirque du Soleil shows. Yeah, so just trying something different, and yeah, I used the nose on a string instead of the normal nose that I use, because I thought it would be fun to have a bigger nose to go with the character's design. So yeah, so that was what we did. And I know a lot of people, if you've been watching the last few weeks, I often do a Monster Monday. But because of International Clown Week, we are not doing a Monster Monday. Yes, I know there are scary monster clowns in various movies, but I am choosing not to do any of the monster clown designs. Now, see, it's hard enough being a clown and getting respect, and we don't need more people talking about how scary clowns are. So yeah, if I was at an event doing balloons or face painting and kids asked for a scary clown, I would do it for them, but no, I'm not going to dress up as a scary clown, not for my show. So yeah, we're not doing Monster Monday during Clown Week. But the theme of today's episode is about clown names. Now, I have a unique clown name, Sir Toony Van Dukes. It is a long name, a lot of words for people to remember. And I know a lot of people forget, they don't always spell it right. They'll call me Sir Looney or Looney Toony or something else. But no, my name is Sir Toony Van Dukes. So how did I come up with the name Sir Toony Van Dukes? Well, it was, I think the beginning of 2008 when I decided I was going to go to Moose Camp, Mooseburger Clown Arts Camp in Minnesota, and I signed up to be a member of the website Clown Forum. I don't remember what I used as my original name. It was probably Mike or Clown Mike or something like that. And I asked members of the forum, well, how do you come up with a clown name? And at the time I knew clowns through the forum and other places with names like Pinky or Pickles or Razzle Dazzle. Yeah, just random names for clowns and things that they had selected years ago, and they said the best way is to start writing a list. When you come up with a name, put it down on the list, and after you get a dozen names on your list, go through it and try to see which ones do I like, which ones don't I like, why do I like it. Ask, are there other clowns using that name? And so yeah, that is how I eventually came up with the name Sir Toony Van Dukes. Now, it could have been easier. I have clown friends that, like my name is Mike, so I could have based a clown name on Mikey. So just like do the fun version of your name. If you're John, become Johnny. Bill becomes Billy. Mike becomes Mikey. So yeah, there's sometimes a version of your name that you can use. I have a fair number of friends that like add the name Silly in front of their name, so they would be Silly Billy, Silly Jilly, Silly Millie, Silly Willie. Yeah, so like if you have especially if your name is Bill or Will or Jill, that you can add the word silly and become Silly Billy. So that is one way. A lot of clowns, especially in the circus, if they don't really have a clown name, no one ever calls them, they will just be Mike the Clown, Chris the Clown, Mary the Clown. They'll have just add the word the clown to their name. I know some people that will like be aunt or uncle in their name, so they will be Uncle Joe or Aunt Marie, and that will be Aunt Marie the Clown. So that is one way that people come up with a clown name. Some people have a nickname that they used from the kids, or maybe they are older and they have their own kids or grandkids. My dad's stepmom, her side of the family called her Gigi. That was her name. Instead of like grandma, she was Gigi. So yeah, if she wanted to become a clown, that would be potentially a starting point for her clown name. So I had lots of options. I could have gone with Mikey. I could have looked for other adjectives that start with M, so they could have Mighty Mike or Mr. Mike, Mr. Mikey. I could have done like the Badana Fana Fofana Fee Fi Fofana, and I could have been some other rhymey type name like Mikey Trikey, Wikey Mike, Mikey Wikey. Yeah, so I could have come up with a name. Don't remember exactly what all was on my list, but if you're familiar with the Harry Potter series, one of the shops in Harry Potter's is named Honeydukes, and that name did make my list. Another thing, I was walking my dog, and I saw like signs on people's houses. There was a house where their last name was the Van Dykes. It's like Dick Van Dyke. And I had like the word cartoon on my list because cartoons, clowns are cartoony or toon-like. And I had at one point, my dog at the time was name was Bud, and I would sometimes call him Budweiser. Or I'd reverse the words around and he'd be Sir Bud the Wise. And so yeah, I took all of those ideas, and the Sir for my dog, the Toony from Cartoony, and the Van Duke came from Honeydukes and the Van Dykes. So I put it all together, and I came up with Sir Toony Van Dukes. And then I went on the internet, is like, is there anyone using the name Sir Toony? Is there anyone using Van Dukes? And I struggled with, is it Van Duke or Van Dukes? So I wrote different things down. It took me probably 2 weeks of coming up with the list, and then several days of scratching things off the list and rewriting ideas and playing with them and seeing, is anyone doing that name? Is it unique? Is it different? And yeah, then after a while I settled on my name is going to be Sir Toony Van Dukes. So yeah, that's how my name came about. I have friends who have, one of my clown friends locally is Sweet Pickle. And I know she has a whole story of a biography of Sweet Pickle. Who is Sweet Pickle's mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. She has a whole family of pickle people names. I never did that for Sir Toony. A few times I've needed a random name for someone, and I know like the other day I just said, well, if I'm Toony, and I always tell people if you need to remember my name, it's Toony because I have 2 knees, even though that's not how the name came from. So yeah, I use the name Sir Three-Knee as another like clown relative, just to sort of fit in the line. So yeah, that is where I came up with my name. You know, when I was getting started, I wanted to be a white-faced clown. And I knew I wouldn't always be a white-faced clown for all events, and I was actually working on a secondary clown character, and he was going to be an astronaut. And I thought that he could be an August clown, and the name I came up with for him, I went back to the space race, the early men on the moon, and you had Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong. So I combined them and added a clown to it. So yeah, the character I decided I was going to do at the time was going to be Buzz Clownstrong, the astronaut. So yeah, that was another name I came up with. There's a lot of people that do hospital clowning, so they have a doctor or nurse name. So they pick something that works on the profession. I needed to do some Christmas events, and I thought, well, you know, I'm not just going to be Sir Toony Van Dukes, the clown at a Christmas event. I'm going to be a elf, one of Santa's helpers. So I went back to the name Toony, and I decided like my Christmas clown character name would be Toony Snowflake. And you know, I didn't stop there. I have another name that I came up with. At Mooseburger Clown Arts Camp, when I went there, they had their hobo night, or their hobo dinner, hobo stew. I forget exactly what they called it, but everyone dressed up in their hobo costumes. And I thought, well, I needed a name for the hobo clown character if I do him more frequently. And so I came up with the name Boxcar Boots. Yeah, it doesn't sound like Sir Toony at all or any of the others, but hobos were riding around in boxcars and they wore boots. So yeah, so I came up with 4 different clown names for 4 different clown characters. Some I started with the same way of just writing names on a list, and coming up with what I like, what I don't like, and finally settled on a final name. So if you're looking for a clown name for yourself, if you're not yet a established clown, there are many ways to come up with a name and different places you can get inspiration. Now, one thing I want to mention, when I did get started, I met a local lady who chose a clown name. She was also getting started, and I did not know this at the time, but there was another clown not like more than 20-30 miles from where she was living that was also relatively new and chose the exact same name. So it is important, if you're doing like the small town party business, that you have a unique name, that you're not just choosing something that all of the other clowns in the area are called. So I was told to avoid like the name Rainbow, using food and colors in the name, because there's a lot of clowns that have those names already. the longer the name you go, the less likely it is going to be that someone else is using that name already. Yeah, so if you come up with something really unique, you're probably going to be the first and only clown using that name. So yeah, just don't go using someone else's name if you can avoid it. You don't have to have a fancy, funny clown name. Ronald McDonald is one of the most famous clowns in the U.S., and his name is Ronald. That is not a clown name. He doesn't go by Ronnie, Ronnie the Clown. No, he goes by Ronald. And McDonald is the name of the restaurant. I believe it was named after the McDonald brothers that started the chain, so it's not a name created for a clown character. So you don't necessarily need to have a funny, fancy name. But a lot of people just don't want to use their full, real, legal name. They will come up with something unique and different. So yeah, so those are just some ideas that might help you come up with a clown name, and how I created the name Sir Toony Van Dukes. So we are going to continue doing International Clown Week for the rest of the week, and I don't know that I'm going to have a video or 2 videos every day, but we're going to try to do as many videos as possible. I will share the video where I made the instruments. I have this nice trumpet. Sort of looks like a trumpet. It probably would have looked better if I did it in a goldish tone like a real trumpet. But these are the colors I had in the round balloon, so that was why I chose it. And I also made this guitar, and it doesn't just look like a guitar. Let me turn off the background music. Weenie, meenie, miny, mo. I think that's the background music. So you can strum it, and it really does make real music if you do it right. So yeah, both of these balloons were made on another video. I haven't shared that one on YouTube yet. It was recorded and not done live. But yeah, it's going to be up there as soon as I get a chance to get things posted. And we had jokes about music. I had out my kazoo and the maracas. Yeah, so it had a whole episode about music. So I hope you enjoyed this, learned a little about my history and maybe about ideas of creating your own clown name. So until next time, bump a nose. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. This is Sir Toony Van Dukes on the Technicolor Mike B Show, signing out.